Okay, that television episode was Batman, the animated series from like 1990, I want to say 7? God, when was it? Maybe even 2000, but Batman, the animated series was a huge part of my childhood because I watched it all the time. And it was just so cool. I don't know, there was something that was so darkly cool about that television show that just appealed to me as a kid. I mean, it's got Batman in it, and that's cool in and of itself, and that was my first real gritty exposure to Batman. I mean, I'd seen a little bit of, when I would come over to my grandparents' house, sometimes they'd have, like, VHS tapes of the old television show with Adam West, and that was really funny, but I didn't really care, because, you know, it's something that Grandma and Grandpa's watching, who cares? But the animated series really was creepy as a kid. I remember there was this one episode where it was this guy who'd gone into, like, I think it was either Africa or Southern America, and they had suffered this guy had suffered some kind of accident that had, like, traumatized his spine, and he had it replaced somehow with, like, a jungle cat spine. And it was really, like, grotesque because they actually showed him getting, like, his back worked on. Not necessarily the stitches, but it just showed him on the table, awake, in agony, like Solgren right here. And that was really... Okay, here we go. There we go, I've gotten past it. Oh my god, they come at you. Oh my god, they come at you. I didn't think that was going to happen. That is bad news. Well, there we go. I've dodged the Omega Beam. But yeah, but getting back to the point that I was getting onto was I've been watching the animated series of Batman, little clips on YouTube here, there, and yonder, and it's actually gotten me more into watching other television shows involving Batman, like Justice League and Justice League Unlimited and blah 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 blah. But there's this one character that I think he's primarily a Superman villain. His name's Darkseid, who's essentially a god, and he lives on a completely different planet than Earth. He's like some kind of, I think it's called Apocalypse, which is, you know, one heck of a name for a planet, and he's got this one attack that is essentially these red laser beams of death that come out of his eyes. They're called his Omega Beams, and the second I saw the Solgren attack, you know, involving that, I was just like, oh, that's what I'm going to label it. I mean, what do you guys call, like, Ghost Solgren? How did I live through that phase? What do you call these phases? Because I'm always interested to hear what you guys will label. Oh, he had 2 hits left on him. You see, I'm not trying to hit him as hard as I am, so I'm... The thing is that I am usually not trying to hit him that hard because I know I can't live to that part, but I am now... Oh, but... I am living past the Ghost Solgren phase more and more often, so I need to be hitting him so I can live through that... Oh, that was absolutely pathetic. Oh, and speaking of, not pathetic, but speaking of somebody that kind of made me smile today, was a comment I got on the Ryu battle fight thingy that I did, showing essentially how you can really, really, really hurt him. Although I'm sure a lot of you knew that, and I didn't need to make that video. But, somebody left a comment, I forget who it was, I don't think it was a subscriber of mine. I think it was just some random guy who was... What was I supposed to do there? Ow! Ooh. I think it's just some random guy going through videos and he came across mine and he said, hey, that's a really cool boss, but where's the rapid fire key? And that just made me smile. And I replied to him, good sir, there is a rapid fire button where you just hold the shoot button on the easy difficulty, but if you're not doing it on that, you have to hit the button every single time you want a bullet to shoot. He hasn't responded back, but that was quite interesting. Another interesting comment that I got was Cloud actually commented on a video of mine, which I was very touched by. He said he's glad he did not do this project as he wanted to or intended to earlier. And if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, that's Cloud8745, I'm pretty sure. The numbers always mess with me, except with like people like J012345678912. That's really easy to remember, except you got to add in the 0, so meh. But yeah, I've not to get too nostalgic, but Cloud was the first guy that I ever saw play I Want to Be the Guy, and a couple other games, various Kirby games that I was not aware existed. Way back when I was first getting into YouTube, way before I even knew about the Necroscope, who was one of my major influences on deciding whether or not to LP anything or attempt to LP anything in the future. But yeah, it was just kind of weird to... I'm not at the point where I'm popular by YouTube standards. I mean, I've only got like 700 something subscribers. I mean, that's quite a milestone, but not anything to write home to mom about. Not that I don't value every single one of you. I'm just saying that in terms of actual like LPers, that's darn good. I mean, that's really good for an LPer. Just some guy who plays video games and comments on them, that's really good. But in terms of like people who just put up, like the guy who put up the dramatic gopher turnaround, I mean, that guy must have like 20,000 subscribers for that one little 3-second clip. So in the terms of actual YouTubing, it's not that much, but in terms of LPing, that's a lot. But it was just weird for me as somebody who's fairly small to get a comment from somebody who is pretty well known. I mean, I would consider Cloud to be like definitely one of the top 10 known Let's Players. I mean, at least in my opinion. But a lot of people have different opinions about Cloud, but, you know, I think he's a perfectly fine guy, so. And the thing is, I try not to get irritated with too many people, or at least try to give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, there's people out there that play games that I don't really like, and I usually try to keep that out of my videos, because then it just sounds like I'm complaining about... Well, for example, there was a video back where I commented about somebody who was really, really popular that I really didn't like, and people jumped all over me about it, and that's mainly what YouTube kinda is for people who can get into these big, long conversations. But it was also kind of touching to see how people are so ready to defend things that they like on the internet, that they're willing to drag you down, put you down as a person for not liking it. And by the way, just to let you know what thing I didn't like, this doesn't affect whether, you know, if you like this person, I don't really care. It won't make me like or dislike you any more or less. But I really do not like Tobucus. Just in terms of LPing, he seems like a perfectly fine fellow. When I made a video back in the day, it was because I basically said I didn't like him because there was this one guy in my... I took a video editing software class where this one guy, all he did all day was try to get me to watch these clips. And it was so horrifyingly annoying that whenever I see Tobucus anymore, it just automatically clicks on to this is something negative. And I guess that's just my own problem, you know. But in terms of production values, his videos are really good, but I can't really see anything beyond production value. There's not a whole lot of substance there for me. He kind of strikes me as a video game playing Ray William Johnson. That's as accurate as I can get it. Again, no disrespect if you actually like him, but I don't really, okay? And I know this video is going to get a lot of dislikes because of that. And that's perfectly fine. That's your opinion. And you can have whatever opinion you want. You could hate me, you could do whatever. It's just that I would prefer it if your opinion was based off of something that is wrong with me or right with me, not whether or not I like something that you like. Because that's just arbitrary. I mean, it's not hurting anybody. Tobucus's videos aren't hurting anybody, so I don't have a problem with them being up. I mean, if there was a video series where it's some guy, like, torturing somebody, then yeah, that's pretty not good, but, you know, I'm just trying to be as fair as possible. I'm only human. That's what I'm gonna just say to everybody else. That's the main point I'm trying to get with this whole talk, is I am human. There are things that I like, there's things that I don't like. I wish that there were a few things less that I didn't like, and I wish there was a few more things about me that people did like, but whatever. That's just you being human, and that's just all I have to say on the subject. I'm not going to get into a big conversation in the comments about why or not I like this person or that person more than this other person, so you can just leave that at the door. You will not get a response to that. I've said my piece. So, moving on. Other things to talk about is I got some more beads in the mail, so that's cool. I'll be making more bead stuff in the mail. In fact, I know for a fact my friend, the Unknown 1987, has sent me some beads in the mail because he asked me what colors I need, and so I, you know, thanked him quite a lot. So thank you again, Mr. Unknown, for that, and so I'll be making quite a few more bead creations. In fact, I actually made a bead creation of Quadric, which looked pretty nice, but I want to make him with his jetpack. I mean, Sahlgren himself gave me the sprite. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, Sahlgren himself gave me the sprite, and so I've decided to make... Well, the sprite without the jetpack was smaller than the one with the jetpack. The one with the jetpack, if I go exactly by how it looks pixelated, because I have Photoshop, so I can really zoom in on the pixels and really tell what colors go where. The only thing I don't like about the beads is that they have a very limited quality of gray, which is always a very difficult color. If any of you art people know, gray is one of the more irritating colors to deal with, because there's literally hundreds of colors of gray. Or hundreds of shades, I suppose I should say. Hey, wait, his stuff didn't come from up there. There's no platform blocking it. Sahlgren, why? There we go. My gosh. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm just glad I can cause Sahlgren pain. Go away. Oh, what? That sucks. That really sucks. I hate dying to that. Okay. Again, I died last time I got up there because of the Unknown. Not the fellow, not my friend the Unknown. Never, never, never. It's because of the unknown factor. The factor of not knowing what's coming. Oh, and by the way, apparently that Sonic thing, the way that I'm doing Sonic, was not how Merg intended, or was going to give me a hint. So I am proud that I learned that little trick on my own. I'm sure other people knew of it, but I am very glad that I found a way to do that. Me being the prideful, stupid person that I am. Yeah. But yes, please be nice with your comments, everybody, because I am a very fragile individual with a very low self-esteem, even though I try to pretend that I'm this robust, vigorous person. I'm, in fact, quite